All right, guys, welcome back. Today we are looking at 3H, looking at the business plans. So this is what your SAC is going to be based on. You are effectively going to be developing a business plan based on a business of your choosing. Okay, so it can range from a cafe owner, you can be a fast food provider, clothes shop, hairdresser, tradie, anything you want. Okay. All right, so what actually is a business plan? A business plan is a document that outlines a business's goals and objectives as well as strategies to achieve them. Okay, so again, if we look all the way back to outcome one, you'll remember that we did very briefly look at what a business's goal might be. So predominantly, a goal is going to be to make money. Okay, so how is a business going to do that? Will be incorporated into a business plan. The features of a business plan are going to vary, okay, depending on what type of business you are running, based on your legal ownership structure, based on whether you're online, a physical store, a service business, manufacturing business, how much money you have available will influence what your business plan looks like. Okay, so as we can see in the definition and the very first feature, the features of a business plan aim to provide clear direction for the achievement of business goals and objectives. Okay, so a business plan not only outlines the what is your objective, but it also outlines the how. So how are we actually going to achieve this? Okay, it is usually constructed by the owners, often with the help of business support services. Okay, so if we look back on 3G, you will recognize that some of the services definitely were incorporated into the business plans. For example, business mentorships, to help them to outline every single section. Okay, having a business plan can enable the business to effectively adapt to change and manage any emergencies or crises that may occur in the time period or the lifespan of the business. Okay, so when we are looking at each of these common features, this is effectively what you are going to incorporate into your business plan. Okay, so you will have quite a number of these subheadings. So definitely useful to start thinking about how you're going to apply each of the areas that we've already studied into your business plan. Okay. So the first part is the executive summary, which is an overview of the business plan included at the beginning of the report. With this one, just be aware that it is actually the last component of the report that you will write. Okay, because you are going to be giving a snapshot of what the remainder of the plan looks like. Why you would do that is because if you are, for example, giving your business plan to a bank in order to get a loan, they are going to read the executive summary, determine whether or not this business is going to be feasible and whether or not it is worth continuing to read on. Okay, so this has got to be really sharp, short, to the point, but provides a good summary of what your business is actually going to look like. Okay. The next part is the business brand. So this brand section outlines what a business believes its vision is. And often will provide the competitive advantage. Okay, what makes you different from the other businesses that are similar to yours or maybe selling the same products. So this is the section where you would include your name, logo, and slogan of the business if you do have one. Whilst this isn't necessarily important or as important in this particular SAC, that is something that we will look at in a lot more detail in Unit 2. Business owners, so who are the business owners? If there is just one, you're obviously going to be a sole trader. partnership, you need to start looking into all of that to work out what is going to be best for your business. So this would include skills, qualifications, past experiences, to provide that indication of where the business is at and how they're going to take it from where it's at now to the next level. Okay. The actual product itself, this should make up a fair chunk of the report. So the product section provides a detailed description of the products planned to be offered by a business. Possible innovations and competitive advantages would be stated. The product section would also estimate customer demand and outline the price of the product. Okay, so this is effectively where you are going to be showing why your product is going to be the best in the business, how much it would cost, why you think customers would actually want it, and the actual price itself. Okay. The operations plan. So operations, we haven't really looked at in much detail, but it's effectively going to be showing how you are going to be making the product. Okay. So what resources are you going to require? How much of those resources, what equipment, what machines, what human labor you're going to need. Okay. And this is also where you will look at the location, and if you need any other facilities. So do you need storage space? Do you need a factory? Do you need a physical store? These would all be included in the operations plan. The marketing plan outlines a business marketing strategy when it is starting up. So how are you going to promote it prior to opening? And how are you going to market it when you are running the business? This strategy would state who are you selling to? How are you going to sell to them? And how are you going to compete against competitors? All right. Financial plan. So how much money are you actually going to need to start the business, to run the business? So again, looking back at how much these resources are going to cost you, how much your employees are going to cost you, how much is your overheads going to cost you. Okay. Financial objectives of a business are also detailed to establish clear goals in terms of revenue and profit. So if a business's main goal is to make a profit, that is going to be needed to be incorporated into the business plan and how you're actually going to achieve it. Corporate social responsibility. This is one that all of you are very, very familiar with. Okay. So CSR is going to outline how you are going to have a positive impact. Okay. Whether that is from a social, environmental, or economic perspective. Okay. So think back to the definition and make sure that you are addressing that. Okay. You could be talking about recycled packaging. You could be talking about employing disadvantaged, anything to promote social responsibility is going to have a positive impact on the business. Okay. And the last section is the supporting documents. So this is going to include any evidence, additional documents that a business may need to prove that this is what we are aiming to do. Okay. So licenses, qualifications, contracts, advertising material, anything that you have already developed or purchased in order to provide that evidence. Okay. Again, some of these sections are going to be quite difficult to address in your report, but we have considered all of that in the actual SAC. So where the sections are relevant is what you are going to be focusing on. Okay. The actual benefits of having a business plan is it's going to help you to determine whether or not it's successful. Okay. You may make it through your entire business plan and then realize that the amount of money required is just not ever going to be feasible for this business. You're just never going to make all that money back, and that's okay. Helping a business to establish business goals, so knowing very, very clearly what you are actually going to be selling, how you are going to be selling it, and what your goals are. So short-term and long-term goals. It's going to help owners gain a better understanding of the industry, market, competitors, customers, what they want, what they need. Employee motivation can increase as they're going to have a very clear target of what they're working towards. If there is a crisis, you are going to have a very clear plan of how you are going to manage that. You're more likely to be given finance when you show the bank a super detailed business plan because you have done all that research. Okay, and the last one is that it does provide a really clear indication of realistic costs. Okay, obviously they are just estimates, things can change, but it's going to put you in that ballpark to determine whether or not this is actually going to be worth it. Okay. All right, guys, that is all for now. If you do have any questions, make sure you reach out.